A few days ago I made a video about my experiences as an amateur writer, and here are a few tips that I've learned over the years that may help you start writing either short stories or books. Tip number 1 is to accept that your short story or book will not be very original or very good. This should just be a nice learning experience for you to then learn from and apply to other projects. This is not the be-all end-all, and if this story does not work out or it turns out to be extremely bad, then that's okay. You can always write something else. If your first book turns out to be a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, I think you have an ego problem. If it turns out to be bad, there is nowhere to go but up from here. So do not worry and don't be discouraged. Tip number 2 is to plot your book. I know that some writers consider themselves pantsers, where they're able to just write with no outline in advance, no nothing. They're able to just fly by the seat of their pants. But for your first book, I would really recommend making an outline. At least know where your story starts, where the climax is, and how it's going to end. That'll be extremely helpful for when you run into some writer's block maybe later on. Tip number 3 is to make sure you care about your characters. Make sure you write characters that you actually want to see what happens to them. And make sure you give each character that you bring into your story a distinct personality from all the others. That will really make it easy on the reader to distinguish one character from another. And this is kind of a tip 3.5. Make sure you don't have too many characters in your first book. In my experience, that just caused the plot to get lost as you're trying to keep track of what all of your characters are doing, feeling, and thinking. Just keep it simple with only a few characters, so the rest of the book can be a little more easy for you to write. Tip number 4 is write almost every single day, or at least attempt to write every single day. Set aside some time in your day, no matter how busy your day might be, to write, because getting in the habit of writing every day does make the creative process of writing your whole book all the way through so much easier. Because if you take a long break in between writing sessions, that's when the ideas for your book go away and you never think about them ever again. So make sure you write every single day to keep this story fresh in your mind. Tip number 5. Don't do drugs while writing. You're not Stephen King. It will not turn your books into a masterpiece. It will just turn your book into a completely incomprehensible mess. Tip number 6. Don't worry about page count or word count. No publisher has ever turned a book away because it is too short or has too few words, and no publisher has ever turned a book away because it is too long or has too many words in it. Publishers turn books away because they are cliche, poorly written, and poorly plotted. And my last tip is let others review your work. Don't hold your book so close to the chest. Let people you trust read your book. And the more people that read your book before you even think about sending it off to a publisher, the better off you will be. Because you can take all of this different feedback and apply it back into your book and change things, fix things, make things better before you even send it off to a publisher. That will help you a ton in the long run when writing your first book. So those are some writing tips that I personally find very helpful when writing short stories or books, and I hope that you too find some of these tips helpful, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.